This is Monday, April 14th, 2025, meeting of the Berlin Board of Assessors. As a preliminary matter, please note that this meeting is being recorded and that some attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you. Take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. This is Kevin Pond, Chair of the Board of Assessors. Permit me to confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me prior to me calling the meeting to order. Members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Bev Wheeler? No. Roger Bradley?
Here.
Okay, staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Linda Barisha?
Here.
Okay, do we have any anticipated speakers?
No, not at this moment.
Okay. With a quorum of the board present, I call this meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. on Monday, April 14th, 2025. Okay. I would just, if it's all right with everybody, take a moment of silence for a previous board member. It was before you got here. Linda, I don't know if Buster Spalding, I believe, passed away. I guess it was yesterday. And I'd just like to take a moment of silence for him. He was on the board. I was on the board with him at that time. He was believe he was on after he gave up the police chief's job, but he was a police chief in Berlin for a while. So if we can all just take a moment of silence to start our thing, our meeting. Okay. What are we gonna do first? Minutes? Okay. Rod, you want to read those for us tonight?
Okay.
Great.
Call to order, Kevin Pond Chair, call the meeting to order at 6:01 p.m. Attendees were Kevin Pond, Bev Wheeler, Roger Bradley, Linda Barisha. We approved the minutes for February 24th. A motion was made by Bev Wheeler, seconded by Roger, and approved. Reval update FY26. Continue working on reval with Mass Department of Revenue and Vision Software. Old business FY26 inspection by office staff for building permits and 2024 sales are ongoing. So should that say 2024 or 2025?
2025.
I'll make a correction there, a little correction. Their ongoing real estate exemption application deadline for qualifying veterans and seniors is April 1st, 2025. New business, personal property form of lists have been collected by RRC. There were 12 real estate abatements, 10 real estate abatement denials, 14 motor vehicle excise abatements, abatement inspection schedule, real estate abatement inspection complete for FY25. Linda Barisha DLS forecast training second half was on March 13th, 2025, completed. We still did not vote on the HERO Act. Vote is extended until fall town meeting. Documents to be signed were real estate, minutes, excise abatements, month ending report for real estate, CPA exemptions, PP, MV, and CPA abatements. Any other necessary documents for February 2025? Real estate exemption applications, motor vehicle abatement applications. BOA questions or discussion. The remote meetings would end March 30th. Update: the state passed a bill to extend possibility for remote or hybrid meetings for 2 more years until June 30th, 2027. Bill H, that's the bill. The Senate is to discuss the bill starting in mid-March. 200 property cards to review for DOR. All affordable units need the values to be updated on a yearly basis. July 1st starts fiscal year 26, 2 months after, to update property data. Chapter land use discrepancies to be reviewed by June 2025. Discuss how nonprofit organizations can help town in lieu of taxes. Correspondence was building permit report and the Warren Group report. Next scheduled meeting was for today, April 14th, 2025. There was no need for executive session. Motion to adjourn made by Bev Wheeler at 6:59, seconded by Roger, and the meeting was adjourned.
Good job.
I just had that one correction.
Yeah. Good call, good catch. So all those in favor of the minutes? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Once we make that correction. Okay. Yep. All right, moving on to the agenda, if there are no questions with that.
Do you want me to read the agenda, or do you want Linda to read the agenda?
I don't know.
So we approve the minutes, and then we have a reval update FY 26. That would be you, Linda.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, we're continuing working on the reval with Mass Department of Revenue and Vision Software. Wednesday, I have a meeting with Vision. We're gonna go through some analytics regarding some property cards. And I managed to complete all the affordable units changes based on the formula. We are correcting all the property cards that need to be corrected for the reval. So it's ongoing.
Excuse me, about how many do we have, just ballpark,
In which category?
in the affordables?
45 units.
45.
Yeah.
Okay, yep,
Yeah, so those are done. So basically the changes will reflect starting July 1st. We start the fiscal year 2026. Old business.
Before you go there, can I ask you a question on,
Sure.
is someone actually physically there from Vision helping, or are they just online? helping?
No, I had the vision, they gonna do 25% of the
Okay.
inspection. So I believe Joanne was in the field and saw that one of the vision data collector was doing some inspection.
Okay.
Uh, are they working on the same item or are they different items?
No, we do different items.
Okay,
And
Yeah.
the DOR also inspected around 300 property cards. They asked me for a list of certain property cards. So basically, I provided them with a list and they did some inspections all over the town. Vision mostly is doing commercial and industrial and 25% of the residential. So when the DOR did some inspection, they noticed a couple of discrepancies for certain properties. And those properties are flagged and basically we are attempting to inspect and do it hopefully by end of June and just to correct them and make them properly
Okay.
what it's supposed to be.
great.
We also doing our normal inspections, like, the sickles and some of the building permits. The building permits mostly will be more heavier load in the end of May, June. We're sales, looking into sales, trying to inspect sales. Any questions?
No, I just made a correction on the agenda. Sorry.
Okay.
It also said 2024, so I changed.
Some of the building permits are from 2024 and 2025, because if there was a new house, for example, and it was only completed for, let's say, 60%, then it's gonna go, I mean, we have to look from 2024 to 2025 to,
So I'll recorrect that.
So
Okay.
why can't we put both in?
That's what I was gonna do.
Yeah,
24 to 25?
okay,
Okay,
we can do that. And then, new business, we had 2 real estate abatements. I have 1 more left. From these 2 abatements, one of them, the decision is made, one is left. I am going to inspect it on, I believe I scheduled it May 6th. Because
Okay.
the 90 days are May 8th. We have 10 real estate abatement denials. Out of these 10 real estate abatement denials, we have 2 that refused to do an inspection. Those are automatically denied. And we have 23 excise abatement. We had a little bit of more volume because of the commitment that went out. This is all. Any questions?
Yeah, on those denials, we'd send them the letter explaining what happened and why they were denied, correct?
We have a general letter that comes, it's,
Right.
we have like from the DOR that we, yeah, we send out,
Okay.
there are all the certificates to be signed tonight and then we will mail them out.
Yep,
Some of
okay.
them, I mean, whoever applies for an abatement and refuses inspections, they're automatically basically denied. So you technically do not need no explanation, because when they sign the form, it says there while the rest of the denials for these abatements, usually it's just that they're pretty much aligned.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
terrific, great, yep.
Education update, we had a Worcester County Assessing Association spring meeting discussion. I sent a slide over to 3 of you. It was a presentation about HERO Act, and then veteran exemptions, local options. It was a lot of new things that are going on, and it was a very good meeting. I believe it was productive. Did you have a chance to see?
I don't think I saw the slide, but I did read the article in the Powder House News, trying to decipher that. What was the feeling in the room from other towns, Linda?
Yeah, it's like 50-50. Some towns approved it, some still, they're like debating because basically, I'm gonna give you an example. If a clause 22 recipient will receive a $400 exemption and the community accepts clause 22I and the CPI increases by 5%, the total exemption amount would increase to $420. If the community further accepts clause 22J, which is general legislation, this is the Mass General Law, and increase by the maximum of 100% the amount of the tax exemption granted to veterans in this example, the total exemption will increase to $840 the second year, and then it goes by 400. So I send like a spreadsheet couple of
Yeah,
months ago. Yeah,
I saw
the
that.
increase. Yeah,
Does that ever end? Or is it good for like 4 years and then it stops, or does that just continue?
correct.
It just
Continue.
continues like a snowball and keeps going?
So an act honoring, empowering, and recognizing our service members and veterans creates 2 separate local options that must be accepted by the legislative body of the community. The first allows municipalities to double the veteran property exemption without doubling all other exemption clauses 22J. The second increases the amount of clause 22 exemption by the increase of the customer price index. That's the clause 22I. And with all of this, we don't have any additional state reimbursement. So increases disability veteran annuity from 2,000 to 2,500 phased on over 2 years and will be one payment annually on August 1st. So when I send over, when the exemptions are done, I send over like all the information to the, I send over, but I basically enter them in Gateway. It's called MDM1. And then I can see how much the state reimburses us for certain categories. While for the HERO Act, there is no reimbursement.
Uh, did the legislature has completed a passage on this? They've completed it and this is the final version?
So yes,
Now, do we get to choose the clauses or the clauses are just part of the HERO Act?
correct. Those 2 clauses, I and J.
Do we get to choose whether we want I or J or?
I believe they go as a one.
Those are just clauses that some legislator said we
I
should
mean-
put in there.
You can technically, as a community, just accept one. For example, if a class 22 recipient will receive the $400 and the community accepts the 22I and the CPI increases by 5%, that will be the extra, I mean, the 420. If the community further accepts the 22J, so basically, as I understand, you have two options. You can adopt both or just one of them. If it's the class 22J is accepted by the community, then that increases by the maximum of 100% the amount of the tax exemption granted to the veterans. And then the total exemption, 22I would be 420, 22J would be 840. So it doubles the amount.
And that just continues, just into the sunset? Every year it goes up like that amount? Or is this only good for like 4 years and then it stops and something else will come along?
I
Mm.
don't believe it will stop. I believe this will be continuing like how,
But there's a cap on it, is that correct or not?
I don't believe there is a cap. We do the math and it's like yeah, it is like a cap, like the 5%.
Right,
So basically, it's like a COLA. You know, the COLA that we get in the town, like all the employees, the 2%.
right.
Yeah, so that would be kind of in this case.
I don't know. I don't know at this time what my vote is. If, well, we're not voting, but um, I I
I
don't
mean,
know.
yeah, if whatever you guys decide, if you wanna put it in the town meeting, then
Well, if we don't put it in, I assume the um select board would put it in. Maybe they'll come to us, maybe they'll have a meeting with us asking us how it's gonna work. But I don't, I mean, my understanding, I think we're still short at the school. So I'm not sure how we can institute another item with no reimbursement whatsoever and still not have the school straightened out. Now, I could be wrong with that, but it just seems to be a bigger nugget to keep swallowing here. I don't know. So if we're gonna do something, I just soon table it till the fall or the select board asks us about it. And we have a meeting with them maybe after, maybe, I don't know, maybe September, the beginning of September, so they can get it in the October, if there's a town meeting. I don't know if there's gonna be a town meeting in whatever, September, October, I don't know. So unless somebody wants to do something else, Raj,
Oh, would you have a rough ballpark figure out of that would, how much that would cost us?
I did send a spreadsheet
I
for
thought you did,
6 years.
yeah. And over that 6-year period, it would increase by, I forget,
It was around 1016, I believe.
right, but that's for what, one person
per person.
per person?
And
So
that,
1,000, and how many veterans do we have that qualify for this?
I thought there was like 8 right now.
Yeah. So about $8,000 in 6 years. I don't know. It just seems to me right at the moment, if it just seems like a lot to swallow here. That's all. That's my comment. I don't know.
Well, I agree. I think we should wait until all three members are make the decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
We can wait till the fall.
Yeah. And maybe the select board has no intention of putting it on. Maybe they do have an intention of putting it on. I don't know.
Yeah.
So,
I don't even know if this, is the select board aware of the Hero Act? They are.
great question.
Yeah, they are, I believe so.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
Okay.
I did enter everything in MDM1 in Gateway for the reimbursement from the state for all the exemptions. And the exemption deadline was April 1st. So for a couple of months, we will not accept any exemptions until the new fiscal year. I did all the numbers for the new fiscal year. I printed out. So starting in August or September, we'll mail them out again, the exemptions forms.
And that will be for what?
Fiscal 2026.
Okay. And who's going to receive those exemptions?
All the parties that we have on the list.
Okay.
Veterans, blind, and elderly.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Got it.
Any questions?
No, I'm good on that.
Okay. Documents to be signed, meeting minutes for March 24, 2025, excise abatement for May 2024. This was missing signing, I believe, so that's why it's there to be signed. Month ending reports for real estate CPA exemptions, month ending reports for real estate, personal excise and CPA abatements, any other necessary documents for March 2025. Real estate exemption application, we had one, that's the last one for this year. And then the motor vehicle abatement applications.
Okay.
Okay. Remote meetings would end March 30th. There, you remember we discussed it last meeting. There's an update State House passed bill to extend possibility for remote or hybrid meetings for 2 more years until June 30th, 2027. Bill H62. Senate is to discuss this bill starting in mid-March. We'll see if there's any update, but I believe they extended it, so.
Yeah. Okay.
Billing permits report for March, Warren Group sales report for March 2025 are there, and our next meeting is scheduled for May 12th, 2025 at 6 p.m.
So is May 12th early like this one, or is that
No, that should be based on the schedule. Because we have a schedule of Zoom meetings when we,
I just thought it was later in the month. but
it's
could be-
usually the third month on the third Monday of the month, which would be the 19th.
When is the town meeting?
Yeah, it maybe changed something because of the, when is the town meeting? Is it the 5th? Usually
don't
it's the
know.
first week of May, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if it's the first week of May, I'm looking at the calendar right now, it should be the 5th.
Okay, doesn't matter to me, just gotta remind me, that's all.
Yep, we will.
Okay. That it?
Yes, unless there's any questions or something for discussion.
No, Raj?
I'm good.
Okay,
I can make a motion if you'd like to adjourn.
if we wanna take that avenue, that would be good.
I'll make the motion, we adjourn.
Okay. Seconded. 6:30,
Okay.
we're good.